Hello! Welcome back to Free Flow Friday. We are here in New York. As always, we love to hear where you're tuning in from. You can send us some stars, some hearts. It lets us know you're watching this and that you like the content we share. You know, we really do this for all of you. So today we, of course, are going through the symptoms listed in Healing at Your Fingertips as well as in the Art of Jinshin. And we are already at the P's. So today we are exploring Parkinson's-like conditions, as you can see outlined in this illustration. So we were discussing before the live how that can relate to things like how we typically think of Parkinson's with like tremors and shakes. But it also correlates with things related to muscle fatigue. You know, if you've ever had that where your muscles kind of shake because they're so worn out, or you're over caffeinated, you're anxious, and you feel your body doing that. It's all definitely related, and the flow and holds we'll go through today will address the whole gamut of those symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's start by holding our middle finger. So tremors are a little bit complicated project, and as Lola pointed out, for the younger folks, usually tremors can come from, caffeine, stress, anxiety.
Yes.
So in that sense, we're looking more at depth 4. So again, in the Art of Jinshin, we're always going to go to the cause. When we think more of Parkinson-like tremors, which are a little bit deeper in the body, I would like to practice with you today the gallbladder flow, because that's a flow that is very helpful for any kind of tremor. So sometimes you see tremors in the hands, or it could be tremors in the head. You see the slight movement. I sometimes work with clients and they're barely even aware of it, or they're not aware of it at all, and to have this slight tremor in their head. Yes. Wow. So the gallbladder flow is really, really helpful for that. So
and what depth is that on?
That is on the level of depth 3.
Okay.
I must say also that if you do have deeper tremor projects, that the small intestine flow can be very helpful. It has something to do with going way back in your life, actually, the time when you were in utero. The small intestine energy takes its is the strongest in the second month in utero. So small intestine and Parkinson's, the label Parkinson's, there's actually a relationship there. Oh, wow. But again, for any kind of tremors, we can always go to the gallbladder flow. That's very helpful. So here we go. The middle finger is helpful, and also the middle finger is important because the fatigue flow moves through here, and that's like a lymph fluid, which is really helpful for our immune system in any kind of conditions. So I'm going to go through the gallbladder flow, which is in the core. Actually, it's also in the Art of Jinshin, and I just would like to show you the illustration of it. The beautiful illustrations that Liza made for us. You see how it moves through the head? Yeah. So the gallbladder flows for any kind of shaky conditions and tremors. So if you go to the middle of your neck, the first hold is SEL 12. And then observe which one feels tighter to you. And if they are both about the same, then just go to the one which feels more comfortable for you. And then place the other hand on the opposite 20. So we have 12 and 20. This is also a very effective hold for focus, to focus our mind. And if you look at the illustration of the gallbladder flow, you see how it moves through the head.
Yeah. You have the side profile image. Yeah. Wow, I remember when we were creating that.
Yes. Yes. So the gallbladder flow is also very good for migraine headaches. It's a descending flow. The energy moves down. And it's also safe to do for brain projects, because when we have a serious project in the head, we want to bring the energy down. That makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
if it's stuck in the head, we want to bring the energy down.
Right.
That's one of the basic principles of Jin Shin Jitsu.
Right, because it harmonizes.
Harmonizing, that's right.
Yeah.
We're almost harmonizing. So wait for the pulsation here. And then I'm going to also read you off some of the notes that are related to the gallbladder energy. The time is 12 a.m. till 2 a.m. So, which means, for example, if you have a hard time falling asleep at that time, or you wake up, like you fall asleep and then you wake up at that time, that you can practice a gallbladder flow. It's the gallbladder flow that's talking. So you don't have to do it at that time. It would be good to do it then before you go to bed. Because at that time, it's already peaking in those 2 hours. So it's merely your body just talking.
Yeah,
Does
it's
that
like
make sense?
communicating to you. Yeah, yeah. The body's always giving us little hints and
Clues.
nudges. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. The organ pair is the liver flow. And we're still on this first step, because I just really love this first step. It's so dynamic, it's very calming, calms the mind.
Yeah.
If you have tremors in the head, then you will find a tight spot on the 12 somewhere. So check that out. Get to know and understand your own body. And then you can really hook your fingers in there. You don't have to press, but you can hold it firmly. You can go in and then let go to really get onto the tight muscle.
Yeah.
And then we're going to leave our hand on the 12, and we're going to move our hand from the 20 to the tailbone, which is the base of the spine. And I'm going to just show it to you on the picture here. You see the dot on the tailbone.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not an SEL.
It's not an SEL. That's why it's a dot for those of you who have the core and are wondering. All the swirls are safety energy locations, and the dots are on the spine or the fingers or the toes.
Yeah, yeah. So now you know.
Now you know. Yes, you see, when you look at this flow pattern, you see how it releases the neck. So this whole flow is very dynamic also if you have pain in your neck. And then from the just before we move away from the tailbone also helps our source energy. And often I start sessions when I work with clients, I place both my hands on the sacrum and coccyx area to get that source energy to move in. Yes. Nice. Connecting us to source. And then I wait there just till that starts to harmonize and then go into a flow. So, yeah, or a sequence. So play around with that and see what works for you. I think the coccyx is a really nice place to start, and so many of the energies move through there. If you think of the toe flows, liver, kidney, spleen, they move through that area. So dynamic, yes. And then from the tailbone, we're going to move our hand to the 16, which is the outside of the ankle bone. On the opposite side of the 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to lift up your foot, or can I just?
Yeah.
Maybe I can just. So 16 is right here. Thank you, Lola, for beautiful foot. You feel right in there. So it can be closer to the bone. So gallbladder energy moves more closer to the bone, and bladder energy moves closer to the back. So again, getting to know your body, see what you need more, if it's bladder or gallbladder. But yours is, this one is a little tender probably, right?
Feels tender.
Yeah. So that's SEL 16, and again 16 is dynamic to bring down the energy, so great for headaches and migraines and things like that. If you are a migraine sufferer, you can keep your 16s open. Don't wait for the migraine to be there. Make sure that your 16s are open, and then you won't get the migraine. It's preventative. Jinshin works preventatively.
Right.
Uh, 16 again connects us to depth 3. It's where depth 3 begins for those of you who have been studying a little bit longer. I always want to keep this interesting for the older students and the newbies, for everybody. So always say a lot. I like to say a lot. Just take what you can and leave the rest.
Right. Yes.
Right? That's totally fine. We just would like you practicing. And as we're practicing together, imagine how we really connect through the universal energy. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of like even our Free Flow Fridays. It's like us creating this nice space together with the community around the world.
Yes, and so just make sure always that you're comfortable. You can do this lying down or sitting up, whatever's comfortable for you. And then from the 16, we're going to take our hand to the 14 on the same side of the 16. Okay, so 14.
Which is under the ribs.
It's right underneath the ribs here, SEL 14. And it helps our digestive project. So to stay attuned with the body, if you can just check in and see how your 12 feels by now, if it's any softer, if it opened up.
Much more open.
Observe the transformation. That is one of the fun things that our bodies change so quickly, and that is also one of the reasons why we can change projects so quickly.
Wow, yeah, so different.
We can change anything in the body. We just need to unwind it, bring back an order to the order, and then the energy follows, and then the body follows.
Yeah.
So
energy finds its way.
Energy finds its way. And then we're going to go to the opposite 14. So now we're on the same side as the 12. So this flow, as you can tell, really clears the waistline. The SEL 12 clears the waistline, and then holding the 14s as well. So any head project, we need to clear the waistline. Sometimes I see questions about ADD or things like that, ADHD. This is a very powerful and dynamic flow for that as well. And that's why in the Art of Jinshin we like to stay away from labels, because it helps so many different things.
Right.
This gallbladder flow. I mean, we started with tremors, but in the meanwhile we've talked about so many symptoms that this flow will help.
Exactly. And labels, then people can oftentimes really attach to it, and then you sort of like reinforce these symptoms.
Exactly.
Rather than breaking free of them.
And then we'll move to 22, which is the last step. Now, 22. So it's on the same side of the 12.
So we have the 12 there the whole time.
The 12 is the anchor step, and you stay there.
Yeah, okay.
Then you can, of course, do the other side, or just keep it with one side. So if you practice one side, it will automatically open up the other side as well, because there's this mediator energy that moves between right and left to right, that makes sure that both sides are communicating. And also, when you think of the flow, we move from one side to the other side. So we are, by practicing, bringing in this aspect of mediation. So all of this is figured out for us already. Jeremy Wright did this work for us, who created all these flow patterns and sequences for us with all of that in mind. So all we have to do is follow these simple steps. So if you are close by the spine on this line, you probably also need to be close to the spine here, to the center line. If you're more lateral, and by the way, if it is a gallbladder energy project, you may be more lateral. The bladder and kidney flow are more closer to the spine. So again, getting to know your body, exploring, and at the same time, for the newbies, you can't go wrong. A safety energy location has a 3-inch diameter. It's the size of the palm of the hand. So even if you're not on the bullseye, it will still work. But the more you practice, the more you will feel it, right?
Yeah.
Lola?
Yeah, you begin to really feel, yeah, and it's subtle, but it's something that grows stronger with time.
So I'm just going to show you a quick hold, and that's holding 8 and 16. 8 is here, and then 16 is on the outside of the ankle bone. So I'm going to actually show it on Lola.
Okay.
She's very flexible. There. So yeah, you can put it, I think people can see it here. I'm just going to move this a little bit. Okay. So 8 and 16 is here, and you want to make yourself, or if you work on someone, comfortable. This is a quick hold for tremors. You can go into the deep 8, which is a little bit more medial as well, and check that out, like
Wow.
right in there.
The deep 8.
Deep 8. The bladder flow moves through the back of the knee, and then the gallbladder flow moves more lateral. So depending again on where your need is to find out what you need. But 8 and 16 is dynamic, helps so many different things. Even helps lung projects. It helps the same side back and the opposite chest.
Wow.
Brings the energy down. So this is also excellent as a quick hold for tremors and any shaky conditions. Lola was talking about anxiety and shakiness. Again, 8 and 16, then you can go more into this deep 8 and a little bit more on the bladder line to the back tendon. So, okay.
Yeah.
Any
And
questions?
it doesn't,
Yeah, you can hold it yourself. So Lola's going to show you how to just hold it yourself.
do you think
Make
more
it-
wrapping around this
Yeah,
way?
I like to come this way in like this. Yeah. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
you
like
use,
this.
okay.
And then like this. So that's how I like to do it. And you can, if you're sitting cross-legged, you can just slide your hands in like this. Yeah, you'll find your ways, or of course you can be lying down and go into a yoga position. The how do you call it? The four? No, like this.
Oh,
Yeah, like this.
Oh my goodness. What is it?
We're doing gymnastics.
It's
here.
like upside down pigeon, so like
A
four-legged.
figure four. Figure 4 is a very easy way to hold your 8 and 16.
We have a question from Deborah, English Platt. Hello.
Hi, Deb.
What self-help hold helps with restless leg?
I think this flow would be great because it moves really deep through the legs on the outside, and
for a hold, probably.
yeah,
this.
8 and 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can the restless legs. I would also look at depth 4, so the bladder flow. So the kidney and bladder flow, they're closely related. They just work on a different depth level. But I would probably, Deborah, work with the bladder flow. Yeah, but 8 and 16, it's the same quickie for the gallbladder and the bladder flow. So, practice
Try it
them
out.
all.
Yeah,
Right,
see
right.
see what feels best. Did you want that? Oh,
No,
you have
I
one
think
more.
I'm gonna end with this mudra today. Again, tapping into depth 3 by bringing the middle fingers together. This is an excellent quick hold also to end the session. Helps on the main center source level. It's always nice to end your sessions with a main center source. And this one, the palms help depth 6 and the middle fingers helps depth 3. So we're connecting the little source to the big source. So yeah, and I saw you doing this.
Yeah, I've always liked that one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hold this for a few minutes, and you have another message?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for that. Let us know what you think about it. And I also want to share with all of you that our curriculum for becoming a foundational practitioner in the art of Jinshin through Jinshin Institute is now live. So we are so excited to share this. It's something that, especially with like changing things with COVID, having to put so much more of our material online, publishing the core, we have finally reached this point where we have put it all together in one package that you can take at your own pace. It includes, our learning materials, the webinars, the books, one-on-one with Alexis, and then you can be added to our database and join our global practitioners.
So check it out, and you will put a note.
I'll put a link And we'll also be sharing a newsletter with all the information outlined. But for all our Free Flow Friday viewers, we wanted to let you know that it is live,
and it's for practitioners, and it's also for people if you don't want to be a formal practitioner, but having all this material you can practice on your friends and family and really get an in-depth understanding. I mean,
right.
The Art of Jin Shin is such a beautiful study.
Right.
So you can take it to become a practitioner like I did, or take it at your own level, wherever you want to take it. It's just a beautiful...
Yeah, and that's why we wanted to create almost like these different levels. You know, we recognize there are people out there who want to practice, put their hands on people, but maybe they don't want to be that advanced level, you know, studying this for 10 years, but they really want to be in that space of, or you're a massage therapist, you want to add it to your practice. So that's why this is the foundational level. And we do have, you know, the next level up, which is principal, and we'll also be sharing that live as well. But so the foundational is like a perfect entry point.
And we're CE accredited for massage therapists.
Absolutely.
As well, so you get credits for all the courses, which is nice.
It is nice. Yeah, so if that's something that you are and you're interested in, or you know someone who is, like, reach out. Yeah, we have a lot to offer, and we're excited to share it with you. So, yay!
Great job. She did a lot of work on this.
Yes,
so
really.
Let's give Lola some strokes and check it out. Yes.
Send us some stars. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always reach out via email. And that's all for today. So wishing you all a beautiful Friday, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.